Hi everybody, my name is Teresa and I'm doing this short video that I hope will go viral. I'm concerned today. I'm concerned about our youth and the welfare of our children and adolescents. I've just came from Fontana, Ontario, Rancho Cucamonga, and San Bernardino County, out and about talking to families, single mothers, grandmothers who are now caretakers for children because parents are incarcerated or dead. One of my concerns is the mental health of these children who are at risk, who are facing challenges that you and I probably never even considered in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I am a youth mental health first aid instructor who is accredited by the National Council for Behavioral Health. So I get the privilege of training people on how to identify signs and symptoms of mental illnesses in adolescents, children, and young adults. We have a training facility in Rancho Cucamonga at 9791 Arrow Route. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns after this video, please feel free to call me. My number is 909-477-2781, extension 2370. So why am I doing this video? I'm doing this video for several reasons. One, to appeal to the public that we have got to get more serious about addressing the needs of our young adults and our children. Right now, our young adults are experiencing depression at an all-time high, an all-time suicide attempt, and in some cases, full suicide have been made. So we're losing thousands of children, young adults, all around the world due to economical concerns, depression, substance use disorders of all kinds. When I was growing up, the thing was pills, and we called it reefer or weed, and in some cases, maybe LSD. But now in 2016, the substance use has escalated to a degree that is unimaginable. And we are experiencing our youth and violence at an all-time high. And it just appears as if we are not doing enough. Teachers are not trained in the schools to handle these kinds of children that are experiencing these type of crises. Faculty is not trained. Our pastors, youth leaders are not trained. Our parents, they are at a loss because they don't know what to do. And my agency, which is Humanity Center for Change, we have a solution. And that solution is to educate anyone who is in direct interaction with a young person. How do you identify those signs and symptoms of mental challenges? And what do you do once you identify them? Many of the people that I spoke today, they had no resources. They've been talking to police officials, students at schools, education departmental facilities and faculties, and no one is giving them a solution on how to handle their grandchildren or how to handle their children who are experiencing bullying and cutting at school and dropping pills and dropping out of school, ditching school, excessive fighting in school. And my homeless population of children. It is quite disturbing to take a drive and see young people, 15, 14 years old, living on the streets because maybe their behavior is so out of control, they're not wanted at home. People, we have got to do something more. We've got to take more of an active role in these young people's lives. We cannot allow fear to stagnate us from doing what is right. Many of us are still parents, grandparents, and many of us are dealing with everyday life with our children, and yet it is still not enough. I have families who have children that need our help. I have families that want to take this training but can't afford to take the training. And there may be someone that is listening to this video and maybe you don't want to take the training. Maybe you don't want to know more about mental illnesses in young adults. But if you want to donate, you can donate to a family so that the grandmother, the mother, the father, the sister, whoever the caretaker is, can take this class and get educated and get equipped with the tools that they need to be able to provide a more healthier environment, a healthier understanding of what their child is going through. I don't know if you know, but right now, just in the African American community alone, suicide has rose to 200%. 200%, people. That's just in the African American community. Statistics are continuing to mount on the suicide rate, death rates, violent rate in all of our communities. Hispanics, Caucasian, Asian, African American. It no longer matters. It has crossed cultural boundaries. And yet, many of us are standing by, watching, but not doing anything. So I appeal to you that if youth is still a priority to you, then please contact me. Let's have conversation about mental health, specifically youth mental health. Let's talk about depression, psychosis, schizophrenia, bullying, cutting. Let's talk about human trafficking, prostitution. We're talking about young people. We're talking about young people who are actively involved, who are actively engaged in this type of behavior. I will tell you, after talking to countless of young people, they are crying out for our help. The problem is no one is listening. And the ones that are listening, they've justified their means. They've downsized, they've downplayed the behavior of our young people. It's more than just an economical downfall that is happening in some of these homes. It's more than just a single mom trying to raise 2, 3 children. It's more than that. These children are facing crisis every day going to school. Too much homework. Some have attention deficit disorders. Maybe they were born from an addictive mom. So their attention ability is maybe perhaps less than those that may have been born without those type of deficit disorders. And because teachers are not trained, they're just sending the child out of class, suspending the class, or suspending the student, or sending the student to the principal office, who evidently listens, send them to a school psychologist. And I will tell you, school psychologists, school counselors are not trained specifically in the field of mental illnesses when it concerns our youth. They're not experienced in that field. They're not trained in that field. Therefore, the assessment of that child is not being adequately done. And I will tell you this, giving our children medication is not the answer. We cannot continue to medicate every young person because their behavior is a little bit abnormal. We've got to decide how we're going to identify these signs and symptoms, and then we've got to come up with a solution, a viable solution, to aid that young person into a healthier lifestyle. Sometimes the conversation and language that our young people present, it's not all kosher. Sometimes it could even be a little offensive. But you got to understand that this is their form of expression. And as the responsible adult, once you are certified and you have been taught the tools of listening non-judgmentally, you will be able to assess and tell what that child is saying, even with that child not saying it. And I know sometimes people think, well, a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old is no longer a child. Their mentality is a child. They're not mature. They have not grown in life in order to make positive and healthier decisions. And this is where we come in at. So again, I appeal to whoever is listening to this video. If you would like to participate in the training, and I encourage you to do so, please contact us. Our number is 909-477-2781, extension 2370. If you want to email me, you can email us. Our email address is humanityscenter4change@gmail.com. Go on our website, www.humanitycenterforchange.org, and read more about youth mental health. Read more about the training and what it entails, what it involves, and what you can do to benefit from that type of training for your community. If you are a pastor, a youth pastor, a layman, if you are a parent, if you are a teacher, a faculty, a business leader, a coach for basketball, football, swimming, whatever sport it is, you need this training. Because what's happening is our children are in a whole different perspective now. They don't think the way we used to think. They don't operate the way we used to operate. They don't behave the way we were raised up to behave. And so there is a crucial element that is missing. And that element is the understanding of what type of behavior changes our children are going through. When you think about mental illness, I know generally people think that, oh, that person is just crazy. Well, that is a stigma that has ran rapid across the United States of America. And one of the things that we try to do in the training is we try to bust down that stigma mentality. Because you see a young person acting abnormal, doing some maybe crazy things, it doesn't mean that they've been crazy. And one of the problems we're seeing medically is that they are misdiagnosing these children. Everybody has ADHD, all these other type of ADD, whatever. Wrong diagnosis. If a child is going through depression, that doesn't mean that she has a mental problem, but she has an issue that needs to be dealt with. My whole premise for this video is to not only make you aware and inform you of the crisis that we are in with our young people. But it is also to empower you to rise up and do something. Take the training, become certified, register in your communities, in the schools, in law enforcement, fire departments, different agencies in your community. Your certification will be for 2 years, and you can use the certification in every state in the United States of America. This is a federal mandate. AB 114 talks about the mandate by the federal government that all schools should provide a staff development training that is conducive to the learning environment of our children. People, this is not happening. Yes, they've hired some counselors and so forth to come in, and when the child gets out of control, they send them to the school counselor. Sending a child to a school counselor without a follow-up program to help that child does that child no good. It gives them a 3-day, 1-week suspension from school. And what ultimately happens is that the child falls behind. And the way they document their information as if the child was a problem child. Children don't just grow up to come in and turn out to be a problem child. There's issues that are going on. And we don't know if that child is in a domestic violence home, in a home where there's alcohol and drugs, or maybe there's a home where both parents, because of the economical challenges, have to work. So now that child has to fend for themselves, do the best that they can with what they know. I have children that I have spoke to that are homeless, and they are so in despair, they don't even want to go to school. Well, why would they? They don't have proper clothes. They don't have proper medical attention. So, of course, when they go to the school, peer pressure. And let me tell you, people, children can be brutal towards one another. So what do you do with that child? Do you just send them back out on the streets? The child that could be hungry. You want them to sit in class, be still, be quiet, pay attention, but their bellies are grumbling from being hungry. These are things that a school counselor is not going to sit down and do that type of assessment. But if the teachers are trained, then they'll be able to look out in their class and they'll be able to know and recognize when there is a young person that's in a bad place. And not just dismiss her class or his class and never follow up on that child that don't participate at all in her class or his class. I just came back from San Bernardino County, Fontana, Ontario. Kids in Rancho, kids in Pomona, California. And I've talked to these kids, and I've heard what they are saying. And they are saying, Miss Teresa, no one cares about what we think. No one cares about what we feel. No one cares if I'm not sleeping at night because my dad's kicking my mom's behind. No one cares. And so you want to know why our 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 13, 14, 15-year-olds are so angry. Well, it's a reason why they're angry. I'm angry for them because we as adults are not doing enough. So youth mental health challenges is real, people. It is real. It is not fake. It is not made up. And my heart is overwhelmed right now because I'm sitting here and I'm looking out and I'm listening to single moms pouring their hearts out. How difficult it is to raise 2 boys, raise her children, talk to her girls who are being mistreated in schools, who are being sexually They're being sexually active at 12 years old because they are looking for a father figure. They're looking for someone to love them. I'm talking to kids out here who are being hit on by older men, who are being encouraged to enter into a life of prostitution. These are our kids, people. And so our children are bombarded with all of these mental aspects of life. And yet there's no channel for them to talk about these issues. And so I'm hesitant to say, but I will say it. What are we waiting on? Another school shooting by a teenager? What are we waiting on? For a humongous event to happen where innocent lives are taken? Then everyone wants to get involved. And then once everyone feels like they've done their part, they back up. I've done enough. No, we have not done nearly enough. So I ask you, whoever is listening to this video, I ask you, how important are our youth? Where is the priority, the concern, the care for our young people? And if you care enough, then you give us a call. You contact us immediately. Let us get you involved in the training. Let's get you involved in crucial. It's an 8-hour intense training that trains you on every aspect imaginable. We deal with those issues. We talk about real life issues, not textbook material. Yes, we provide you with a youth mental health first aid manual. But life issues, you won't find them in a manual. So I encourage you people, please contact us as soon as possible. Get involved in this training. Tell others about this training. Appeal to your principals if your kids are in a crisis situation. Let's not wait until it escalates to a point where it becomes out of control, because it's out of control right now as far as I'm concerned. There's so much that is involved in mental health for young people. And I encourage you to learn as much as you can so that you can help the next young person. So that when you are out and about doing your daily business and you see a young kid that looks dirty, that looks run down, you don't pass them by. You stop and you ask them, young man, young woman, are you okay? What can I do to help you? Where is your priority when it comes to our young people? Again, if you're interested in the training, you can call our office Monday through Friday from 12 p.m. until 6 p.m. You can call in the morning and leave a message. The phone number is 909-477-2781, extension 2370. You can email us at humanity4change @gmail.com, and you can go on our website www.humanitycenterforchange.org. Thank you for listening to this video. And again, I hope and pray that it goes viral. I want it to reach millions of people, because there are millions of people out there that need to know, need to have this important information. And again, if you can't take the training, provide a donation for someone else to take the training. I have a list of families, underprivileged families, who need to take the training but cannot afford it. Believe me if I tell you, if I had the money, I would purchase everything that is needed to equip that family, but I don't have it. It takes more than one person to make a difference. And I'm asking you, will you? Thank you.